Good morning and welcome to the market forecast for Friday, December the 4th. Yes, it is Friday. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. We've had a very interesting week, and it promises to be another interesting trading day today. Just want to echo MSS Capital's comment in the chat here. There's a lot to digest. Keep a neutral bias, always a good idea. We have to trade what we see. That's what we're doing here, and we are always looking through the lens of risk management on anything that we are looking to do as traders. As far as economic numbers this morning, we've already had the unemployment numbers come out. Just going to take a quick look. We had a 1/10% drop in the unemployment rate. However, non-farm payrolls were not necessarily as positive as we were thinking. They were looking for 469,000 new jobs, only 245,000 new jobs. So a little bit of conflicting information in that number. Factory orders is due out at 9 o'clock. We also this morning had the trade balance numbers come out, which were a little bit better than expected, only minus 63.1 billion in trade balance numbers. So again, a lot to digest. MSS Capital, thanks for that comment. And of course, we are always looking for ways to keep our bias in check and to trade what we see. That's the goal. As far as news is concerned, rumors of a stimulus deal that might be in reach has U.S. equities heading back to the upside, ignoring some probably more disturbing COVID information, as well as the apparent difficulty that Pfizer is going to be having in distributing the vaccine. It was the late drop in equities yesterday. Obviously, the market has digested that information. And again, we want to trade what we see. So, of course, the dollar continues to tumble. We're looking at down under 91. Last I checked, down around 90.63. So the dollar really tumbling, particularly against the euro. Crude prices rally to an 8-month high after, number one, OPEC doesn't crumble. Apparently, they've agreed to basically about a quarter of the production increase for the first quarter of next year. So while I think it's being viewed as positive towards crude pricing, actually haven't been up here in about 8 years. Again, more to digest. OPEC didn't fall apart, but there's going to be an increase in production at the beginning of the year. So we're going to be hoping a lot, I think, on increasing demand for crude as this virus gets out, and we can hopefully put this coronavirus situation behind us next year. Make sure you like, share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling are always welcome. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do have a new look on the website. Very interested in finding out how you like it. Let us know. Contact support. Send them an email. Tell them you like it. Tell them you don't. It's a new look for us. It's bold, and it's telling you like it is. This is not easy. So VIX currently down a little bit again this morning, down at 21. So our equities kind of bouncing along the highs. Friday, we had a pretty decent up week this week. Seems a little bit of the momentum maybe coming out of those markets. We're going to take a look at them again very shortly. I want to say good morning to everyone. Charles March, first one in the room, you win the prize. MSS Capital, thank you for your thoughts and what good thoughts they are for any given trading day, right? Danielle, guten Tag. Felix, Hillel Mordecai, good morning. Brian Walters, good morning. Esteban, good to see you. Kevin Guy, Shane, good morning. Murph, good morning. Looking forward to a profitable day. That's the attitude. You are going to have a profitable day. It's already out there. We've already put that out there. You're going to have a good day. We all are. Hello, Mordecai, ditto. Steve Melcher, good morning. Kevin Scott, good, cool new look. Good, excellent. Glad you like it. James, Laura, Troy, Mike, Danny Ireland. Tim G, Vast West. Good Friday to everybody. Yes, of course. Caesar, good looking website. Excellent. Glad you like it. Gino, John, the Dancing Bears with us this morning. George Mitchell and Esteban. Good to see all of you. Happy Friday. It's pretty chilly here in Chicago. Been outside a couple of times with Lacey, and a little bit of a chill in the air here. It's supposed to warm up, I guess, a little bit this weekend, but at least we've got a nice sunny day here on a Friday. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and take a look? Prima. Yeah, they stuck that in there, didn't they? That fan club T-shirt. Prima, I appreciate that. I was shocked to see that on there, but it's pretty funny. hopefully hey, maybe it'll sell. Who knows? I don't know. All right, let's take a look at the charts here. We've got, as always, going to start with the daily and crude. All right. Hang on a second here. Let me get organized. So we've got some pretty decent open interest coming into the marketplace in crude oil in a very rangy situation. As we all know, open interest is the total number of outstanding contracts. One long, one short equals one in open interest. And we're seeing basically over the past two sessions, yesterday and the day before, an additional 30,000 contracts added to crude oil. It tells me that there is a change coming, there is interest in this market, and that some bigger opportunities may be coming. Not suggesting that that's going to happen today. Of course, we have to trade what we see. We don't know direction. We have to look for our opportunities as they are presented to us. But there is possibly some change in the wind with that increase in open interest. We see volume has been maintaining pretty well during this consolidation session that we've got going on here. And we've taken a look above weekly kickoff high in extended trading hours. OPEC, again, not going to be raising production as much as they were expecting in the first quarter of next year. Also a good sign, but still they're going to be increasing production. It's all, I think, this market is going to be so supply driven, demand driven in the coming months. It's, how much we're able to get outside, how much we're able to move around, how much we're able to fly, how much we're able to drive our cars, I think is really going to be the driving factor for crude oil. Less about the supply and more about demand is what I'm looking kind of at crude oil as. Let's take a look at the 30 and see if there's any good opportunities we can find for us today. We opened with a slight gap. We have closed the gap. So that's kind of rejecting higher price above weekly kickoff that we looked above last night. If we were going to be looking to accept it, I would have kind of expected buyers to take over as the market opened regular trading hour session, and we would move higher and leave the gap. We have not left the gap. We've closed the gap. However, the gap close may end up being supportive. We've got the market basically trading all night outside of yesterday's range and value. We're still holding above value. If we can't accept inside of value from yesterday, then we might look to see an opportunity to see if we can get an execution up here at that 46.30 level. What else do I have? So yes, we do not have an existing gap off the open. I'm going to be looking to probably stay a little bit patient. I'm going to see if maybe there's an opportunity as we get into and possibly reject yesterday's range, and I'm going to be looking at opportunities up at that 46.30 level, and perhaps even the overnight high might offer opportunities for us. But again, I'm going to try and stay patient. I think, again, there is still a lot of information from the 4-day OPEC meeting that we have not had the opportunity to look at and to digest yet. So try and stay patient. The E-mini S&P volume maintains at all-time highs. Open interest continues to increase. We added another 14,000 yesterday, 14,000 the day before. Still money coming into this market up here. Whether it's big money or short time frame money is anybody's guess, but we seem to be losing some of our upside momentum. We've held weekly kickoff high in the overnight session. Looks like we're going to be opening above it. We did not settle above that weekly kickoff high again. It's still in play. What my question is, where's the momentum here? There's a lot of conflicting information. We all know that there is a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. And here we are, yet still at the all-time highs. Very resilient markets, but where has the momentum gone? We had some pretty decent momentum on this move to the upside. Seems to be kind of falling off a little bit. We're going to be looking for longer, stronger money to come in and continue to buy this market, to push this market to the upside. We've had a pretty decent week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we had a pretty decent week. There may be some profits in this market that some folks may decide to take off by the end of the session today. Always something to think about on, kind of somewhat directional week and then being Friday. So here's settlement. That news about Pfizer having difficulty distributing the vaccine yesterday just knocked it right back down below weekly kickoff high. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have yet to see a daily bar close above that important inflection level. Last night, we've been holding basically inside value all night. I mean, this is value high, value low, overnight high. We are right in the middle of value, which suggests to me that I'm going to need to stay patient today. There is very little change in the perception of value. We've seen open interest increase in the past couple of days. A lot of our bigger traders, our bankers and fund managers, I'm hoping that they've made their money and they're basically working to just stay hedged for the rest of the year so they can get their fat bonus and then start making money again next year. So if we're looking at short-time information, the extremes of any ranges are going to be relatively important. And then, the longer time frame inflection levels like weekly kickoff levels are, always important to one degree or another. So we've got support at weekly kickoff low last night. We've got support at value low last night. We've got support basically at overnight last night, settlement last night, target-rich environment down here, folks. And then, of course, we've got our all-time high in regular trading hour session. We don't have to worry about cleaning up any of that information. Watch the overnight high, watch the overnight low is really what I'm looking for. If there's a change, it's going to happen at the extremes of last night's session, at least initially. Keep in mind, there are still headline risks out there. Anything can happen at any time. And trade what you see. If you think this market's going to go screaming to the upside, make sure you're finding information in the marketplace in real time, market generated information or on your charts that is agreeing with that. Listen to the information that may be contrary to what you think. That's where the creativity comes into trading. Nasdaq, it's almost the same situation here. We've seen the market moving higher. A little bit more directional information or directional activity in the Nasdaq this week than in the S&Ps, but still we're kind of holding, lost a little bit of momentum above weekly kickoff high here. Volume has been kind of falling off as we've been getting up to this level, which is a bit of a sell divergence there. If the volume is not continuing to move higher, how good is the auction process actually doing? And we've only added 1,000 in open interest yesterday in the estimated open interest, but yesterday found support at weekly kickoff low. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. And What have we done again? Here is our support at weekly kickoff low yesterday. The market again settlement really low in the range yesterday because of that information and the way it knocked the market lower. But that's now all been digested. Very similar situation to the S&Ps. We're in range. We're in value. Overnight high, value high. Overnight low, value low. Settlement. Weekly kickoff level. There's lots of targets. Try and stay patient. If you have an idea for a trade, I was talking to one of my family members last night who really just had a great trade location set for in the Nasdaq. Waited for it, came within 2 ticks of his entry. 2 more ticks, and he would have been a hero. He could have bought the absolute low of the session yesterday, but it didn't work. And that's just the way it is. Demand your trade location. If you're starting to get in early, you're only adding risk and using mental capital for reasons that I don't know why. So stay patient in the Nasdaq today. Stay patient in all these markets as usual. Gold has been a great market this week. The island low that we put in really just has had this market heading higher. Over time, we've got our island low here, and since we gapped up above that island, it's been pretty much buyers all the way. We added another 2,100 in open interest yesterday, another $5,000 in open interest the day before. We're seeing volume leveling off, but still maintaining pretty well to the upside. I'm looking at this as a healthy upside auction, but is it slowing? Is it going to change? We had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've had a pretty decent move here, 1770, almost all the way up to 1850. So an $80 move in one direction, being Friday. If I'm long from Monday, I'm thinking about probably taking some of those off. 1851 is a previous weekly kickoff level that we are currently testing. The market open. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. All right, so the 7:30 numbers came out, gave us a little bit of an opportunity for a long. Remember, when the auction process is presenting as strong, we're looking to buy weakness. I don't want to buy it up here. I want to buy it when the market exhibits a little bit of a vulnerability, if you will. Okay, so not currently in the market here in gold. It's been a pretty decent week in gold. Market continuing to move higher. Again, I get concerned that we have no gap. Being Friday and a directional week, sometimes I think we run that risk of having a profit-taking event, and that profit-taking event, if it happens early enough, could be an opportunity to buy the market in weakness. But if it comes late in the day, it's going to be a short time frame, short-term short that maybe some of us are going to be able to take advantage of. But I don't want to fight a directional market. I want to see some sort of structure establish itself near its highs today before even thinking about looking for a short, because I have a very deep need, desire, want, whatever you want to call it, to limit my risk. And that's really just so important. If you're going to expand your risk, you're going to have bigger losses. Let's take a look at the euro now. Euro has also been a very interesting market this week. Let me put it on the daily chart here so we can see what we're looking at in the longer time frame. We saw this market moving higher. The dollar's been moving lower all week. Volume and open interest increasing on the way up. Look at the volume. It's been holding or increasing slightly as price continues to move higher, adding another 3,400 in open interest yesterday. This is a healthy auction. A healthy auction does not have to go one direction the whole time. The healthy auction goes up, comes back, goes up, comes back, goes up, comes back. If we have an opportunity to look for a pullback for a long today, be cautious about it, because again, look at how far we've come this week. We've got some possible longs that have been in this market from below weekly kickoff low. Now we're above weekly kickoff high and continuing this move to the upside. So watch for the vicious opposing profit-taking move that is possible. Watch for, of course, headline news. Make sure you have stops in. Let's take a look at the 30 and see if we're seeing any decent levels for opportunities this morning. So the market really kind of opened in range and in value. Look at our overnight high and low compared to the high and low from the range from yesterday. There's not a really big change in the perception of value here, and those changes are going to happen at the high and the low of yesterday's range, as well as our overnight high and low. Stay very patient. Wait for opportunity or change to come into this market. If we can't hold the low here, I'll look for us to come down and close this gap, perhaps down to point of control. If we hold this and we take out the high, it may mean that buyers are still hot on this market. Dollars looking lower. We may see some continuation in that direction. It also offers the opportunity to fade the range from yesterday's regular trading hour session. We've put in a high here. It was viewed as too expensive, or by European traders. What if we get the opportunity again to see if we get a short here and to see if the high holds? Once again, it's a good opportunity for us to limit risk. We don't have to risk a lot to find out if maybe we're going to be wrong, and then the opportunity for a rotation to the downside is certainly something that would exist. What if we have an opportunity down here for our basically overnight low to fade this extreme? Again, it's an opportunity to limit the risk. Even if it doesn't work, it's not a day breaker. We're only risking a little bit to see a possible bigger rotation in the opposite direction. So I'm going to be patient today in watching the euro. The Japanese yen, finally, again, seeing a little bit of love from traders, a little bit more open interest, added 5,000 in open interest yesterday. You can kind of see that in the higher volume on the move to the upside. But again, where are we in the bigger picture? The upside structure still remains, but there's such a wide range between between highs and lows on this daily chart, and we're right in the middle of weekly kickoff high and low. So I'm viewing this as, again, a market that is still short time frame controlled. I'm not looking at larger, bigger time frame traders in this market because of how centrally located price is compared to the channel and our weekly kickoff high and low. So opportunities here likely to be a little bit less opportunistic, if you will. We've got 96.10, previous weekly kickoff level, where we found support yesterday, where we've found support today. The market kind of coming back into range, coming back into value. Again, try and stay patient. Typically on Fridays on the trading floor, there were a lot of folks that would just come in. If they were up on the week, they would certainly protect those profits at the end of the week. They come in, they make a little bit of money on Friday morning. Many of them would take off early. I suggest you do the same. If you've had a good week, take that week home with you. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to lose a big part of profits from this week. If you have a good morning today, there's going to be markets again next week. You don't have to feel as though you have to be here all the time. Take a little time, do something nice for yourself, somebody else. Love the comments about the website. I know that there are going to be folks that are going to be very happy to hear about that. Looking forward to seeing everybody next week. We're not going to be having the recap today, being a Friday. We don't do the recaps. But I'll be back with you Monday morning for the market forecast, and looking forward to another interesting, challenging, and hopefully profitable week next week. So on that note, get out there and profit. I'm going to take my deep breath right now. I hope you join me. Stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. When I say creative, I mean you really want to be accepting of all the information that the market is telling you, even if you already have an idea or something, a position. Pay attention to the signals that are telling you the wrong telling you the opposite direction. Sometimes they can save you. But just be open to them. Don't discount information that's contrary to what you think. That's the creativity. So, all right, get out there, profit, trade well today. We'll see you on Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Stay clean, wash your hands, do the right things, and we'll see you Monday. Trade well today. Have a good one.